Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Spring Boot classes. In previous classes, we learned about few of the modules in Spring Cloud. Today, we are going to learn few more modules under Spring Cloud. Coming to Spring Cloud Bus. Spring Cloud Bus, it's a links nodes of a distributed system with a lightweight message broker. This can be used as a broadcast state changes or other management instructions. How we can do that? Getting started, as long as Spring Cloud Bus and RabbitMQ are the class path any Spring Boot application, we'll try to contact RabbitMQ server on this one. Like this, we will configure and we'll run the application, then everything will taken care by RabbitMQ. Another module is Spring Cloud Circuit Breaker. What is this meant by circuit breaker? It provides abstraction across different circuit breaker implementations. It provides consistent API to use in your applications, allowing you to developer to choose the circuit breaker implementation that best fits your need for your help app. So in circuit breaker, supported implementations by Spring Boot is Resilience Forge and Spring Retry. To create a circuit breaker in our code, what we can use is Circuit Breaker Factory API. When we include Spring Cloud Circuit Breaker starter on our class path, a bean implementing this API will automatically be created for you. So that means just we can inject that circuit breaker factory here injected through constructor, or we can use through annotation as well, auto-wide annotation. So what we can do is here circuit breaker factory, we can create the request, then we'll call that API slow run. If any something happened, what exception we need to throw. The same way a reactive code. So reactive circuit breaker factory also same. In a web client, get URI retrieve body to mono. This is how the Spring circuit breaker we can use in our applications. Now coming to CLI, command line interface. What is Spring Boot CLI provides? Spring Boot command line features for Spring Cloud. We can write Groovy scripts to run Spring Cloud component applications. We can also use it to do things like encryption and decryption to support Spring Cloud config clients with secret configuration values. With the launcher CLI, we can launch services like Eureka, Zipkin, config server conveniently. All that we can do by using command line. How we can run this? By using Spring Cloud Eureka config server, H2 Kafka, stub runner Zipkin. The launcher can be used to run services like, what we can do is we can run the Eureka, we can run the config server like this. So writing Groovy script and running applications, Spring Cloud CLI support for most of the Spring Cloud declarative features such as @enable star class of annotations. For example, here is a fully function of a Eureka server. So application.groovy class Eureka we mentioned, enable Eureka server, which we can run from the command line like this: spring run app.groovy. How we can do the Spring Boot config? SDK install Spring Boot, build snapshot, same way. So if you want to use Maven install, Spring install, then Spring Cloud, like this we can install it. Now coming to Spring Boot, Spring Cloud, Cloud Foundry Service Breaker. What is this mean by? It provides a Spring Boot project to quickly implement a service broker for Cloud Foundry. How we can do that? Simply add the pom.xml as a dependency, service broker, and Then we can work on that one. Spring Cloud Commons. What is meant by Spring Cloud Commons? Spring Cloud Commons delivers features as a two libraries: Spring Cloud Context and Spring Cloud Commons. Spring Cloud Context provide utilities and special services for the application context of a Spring Cloud application. Bootstrap context, encryption, refresh scope of environment endpoints. Spring Cloud Commons is a set of abstractions and common classes used in different Spring Cloud implementations. Spring Cloud Netflix versus Spring Cloud Consul. Main features are what Spring Cloud Context features: Bootstrap context, text encrypted beans, refresh scope. Spring Cloud Commons features: discovery client, service registry, instrumentation of REST template to resolve a hostname using discovery client. This about the Spring Cloud Commons. What is the Spring Cloud Config? Spring Cloud Config provides servers and client support for externalized configuration in a distributed system, like which environment we have to use, property source of abstractions. These are the Spring Cloud. What are the features? Spring Cloud Config Server features: HTTP resource based API for external configuration, name value pairs or equivalent YAML content, encrypt and decrypt property values, embedded easily in Spring Boot applications using @enable config server. So these are the features. How we can start it? Just @value we will mention by using this Spring Cloud config.uri. The value of config.name in the sample or in the values we can bind to the normal Spring Boot way. This is how this will work. Now Spring Cloud Consul. Spring Cloud Consul provides integration for Spring Boot apps through auto configuration and binding to the Spring environment to other Spring programming model idioms. With a few simple annotations, we can quickly enable configure the common patterns inside our application and building large distributed systems with a HashiCorp Consul. The patterns provided include service discovery, distributed configuration, and control bus. What are the features? Cloud Consul features: service discovery, support Spring Cloud Load Balancer, support Spring Cloud Gateway, distributed configuration, control bus. How we can start it? Simple: application @REST control, @enable discovery client, @enable auto configuration, or @configuration. We can use all these configurations, then we can start our application. So these are the few modules under Spring Cloud. Few more modules we will learn in tomorrow's class, and going forward we will learn little bit depth about what are these modules and how we can work it. Okay, thank you very much for your time.